Ladies and gentlemen, if you're an NFL fan, you might want to sit down for this because the news that just broke will leave you in absolute disbelief. The Dallas Cowboys, after years of Dak Prescott being their centerpiece, have made a decision that's sending shockwaves throughout the entire football world. The Cowboys have traded Dak Prescott to the Cleveland Browns in a massive $151 million deal. Now, before we get into the details, let me just say this is one of the boldest, most unexpected moves we've seen in years. Dak Prescott has been the heart and soul of the Cowboys' offense for almost a decade, and to see him go, especially to a team like the Browns, is shocking to say the least. So, what led to this monumental decision? What does it mean for the Cowboys, the Browns, and the NFL as a whole? Well, stick with me because we're about to break it all down. To start, let's try to make sense of what exactly happened. The news hit the media like a ton of bricks. Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys franchise quarterback, is no longer in Dallas. The trade came as a complete surprise to everyone, especially considering that Dak was already under contract with the Cowboys on a 4-year, $160 million deal. The Cowboys, despite having invested so much in Dak, decided that now was the right time to move on. What's truly mind-blowing is the sheer magnitude of the trade. We're talking about a $151 million deal over the next 4 years, which is a massive commitment from the Cleveland Browns. And it's not just the money that's jaw-dropping, it's the timing and the context behind this move. Dak Prescott, while not perfect, has been a consistent and capable leader for the Cowboys. He's thrown for over 4,000 yards in multiple seasons, been named to several Pro Bowls, and led the Cowboys to multiple playoff appearances. So why, after all of this, would the Cowboys decide to part ways with him? It's a question that fans, analysts, and experts are all grappling with right now. For the Cowboys, the decision to trade Dak likely stems from a combination of factors. First, the Cowboys have been stuck in a cycle of playoff disappointments for the past few seasons. Despite having a talented roster, they've failed to make a deep postseason run, and that has caused a lot of frustration within the organization. The front office likely saw this as an opportunity to hit the reset button, to reevaluate their roster and their quarterback position. By trading Dak, the Cowboys open up more than $50 million in cap space, which could allow them to make moves in free agency, acquire new talent, or even explore other options at quarterback. There's also the reality that Dak Prescott, while a solid quarterback, has never quite been able to elevate the Cowboys to true championship contention. Maybe the Cowboys brass felt that it was time to find a quarterback who could push them over the hump, someone who could lead them to the promised land. Whether that's through a new face at quarterback or by improving other areas of the roster remains to be seen. As for Dak, the move to Cleveland is nothing short of a new chapter in his career. It's been a rollercoaster ride for Prescott since he entered the NFL back in 2016. He quickly became the face of the Cowboys, showing flashes of greatness while becoming a fan favorite. But despite his individual success, the team has struggled to make a real playoff push, and that's always been the knock on Dak. There's no denying his talent, but when it's come to the biggest moments in the postseason, he hasn't been able to deliver. This trade, however, gives Dak an opportunity for a fresh start, and it places him in a situation that might be more favorable for his skill set. The Cleveland Browns, after all, have been searching for a true franchise quarterback for years. They've gone through a revolving door of quarterbacks, from Baker Mayfield to journeymen like Case Keenum, but they've never truly had the guy under center who could take them to the next level. Now, with Dak Prescott, the Browns might just have found that missing piece. What makes this trade even more intriguing is how it affects the Browns' Super Bowl aspirations. Cleveland has an incredibly talented roster on paper. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, a solid running game led by Nick Chubb, and a defense that's been getting better each year. The one glaring weakness, however, has been quarterback play. Baker Mayfield, while showing flashes of brilliance, was never able to live up to expectations and ultimately became a divisive figure within the fanbase. With Dak Prescott now in the fold, the Browns have a legitimate quarterback who has the experience and the leadership ability to guide them deep into the playoffs. Dak has shown time and time again that he can be a game changer when things are clicking, and he's got the pedigree to succeed in high-pressure situations. If he can build chemistry with the Browns' offense, particularly with wide receivers like Amari Cooper, Donovan Peoples-Jones, and David Njoku, the Browns could become one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC. Now, let's talk about the immediate fallout from this trade. For the Cowboys, the next question becomes, who's going to be their quarterback? With Dak gone, the Cowboys find themselves in a very precarious position. Are they going to rely on backup quarterbacks like Cooper Rush or Will Grier to take over? Or are they going to go out and find their new franchise quarterback through a trade or the draft? There's no shortage of options out there, from veterans like Aaron Rodgers to younger quarterbacks like Kyler Murray or Derek Carr. Whoever they choose, they'll need someone who can step in and perform at a high level, because the Cowboys roster is still built to win now. The pressure will be on the new quarterback to come in and immediately produce, or else the Cowboys could find themselves in a similar cycle of mediocrity that they've been stuck in for years. But let's not forget about the NFC East, either. With Dak Prescott now out of the picture, the balance of power in the division is suddenly up for grabs. The Dallas Cowboys, once considered the team to beat, are now in a state of flux, and that opens the door for the other teams in the NFC East to make a run. The Philadelphia Eagles, for example, are coming off a Super Bowl appearance and have a young, talented quarterback in Jalen Hurts. The Washington Commanders have made some solid moves in recent years and could be primed for a breakout season. And then there's the New York Giants, who've shown significant improvement under head coach Brian Daboll. With Dak gone, the NFC East could be up for grabs in a way that it hasn't been in a long time. Any of these teams could make a run for the division title, and this trade could completely shake up the competitive landscape of the division. Looking at the bigger picture, the trade of Dak Prescott also has significant implications for the entire AFC and NFC playoff picture. In the AFC, teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Buffalo Bills, and Cincinnati Bengals are currently the powerhouses, but the Cleveland Browns could be poised to join that conversation with Dak under center. The AFC North could be one of the most competitive divisions in the league next year, with the Bengals, Ravens, and Browns all vying for supremacy. In the NFC, the Cowboys' decision to move on from Dak could open up a window for other teams to take control of the conference. The San Francisco 49ers, Green Bay Packers, and Philadelphia Eagles will all likely continue to be in the mix, but with the Cowboys' future uncertain, we could see a new contender rise up from the ashes. At the end of the day, this trade is one of the most shocking, game-changing moves in recent NFL history. The Dallas Cowboys are betting on their future, the Cleveland Browns are betting on Dak Prescott, and the rest of the NFL is watching closely to see how this all plays out. Will Dak Prescott be the missing link for the Cleveland Browns, or will the Cowboys' gamble pay off with a new quarterback leading them to glory? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: this trade has sent the NFL world into a frenzy, and the 2025 season just got a whole lot more exciting. What do you think of this trade? Was it the right move for the Cowboys? Will Dak be the savior the Browns have been waiting for? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on this developing story. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more NFL news and analysis.